What's up, guys? So check it out. We get asked a couple of questions all the time about a listing we have on our website with regards to installation of the Sportline RMAXX running boards. And we're going to show you a new product they released today. It's our first time installing it. So we're going to go over a couple of things just to give you guys an idea of how it works. Here's the question. Hey, Rishi, what does it mean when you give us these three options: removing the plastic trims, cutting 4-inch holes in it, and 4-inch holes with tape? So I'm going to tell you guys right now. So the first option and the most economical option that we offer is to remove the black plastic trims. Those black plastic trims refer to this right here. So it is this trim piece right here which covers the mounting points for those brackets that we need for the running boards. So we remove these trims, and fortunately the RMAXX running boards are really nice and flush to the body line here underneath the door. So you don't actually see that this trim is missing. So that's why we always just tell people to just remove the black plastic trims. The other option is to cut 4-inch holes into this trim to expose the mounting points for the brackets for the running boards. But then you have a big 4-inch hole. Fortunately, RMAXX does provide a template so you know exactly where to drill those holes in both the Gen 1 and the Gen 2s. Now, the third option is that those excess holes along the side of the bracket, it's a 4-inch hole and the bracket's just a thin bracket, you'll have some big openings on the side of it. So what we do is we take this, basically this Gorilla gutter tape, this stuff right here, okay, and we will cover the sides of those openings of the holes adjacent to the bracket, okay, so that, you know, it's not obvious. Now, do these black plastic trims do anything? No. There's seams in them. They collect rocks and all these things. We get questions all the time like, oh, I want to keep the trims because they must have some function. And really that function, in my opinion, is purely aesthetic. Because once you install the running board, it's all moot. The running board takes the place of this line of sight. You won't see that these are missing. And secondly, if there's any actual aerodynamic properties to this, that all gets thrown out the window anyways. So what we're going to show you today, though, is we're going to remove these black plastic trims. We're going to install the running boards. But now, RMAXX has released this product, which is pretty cool. This is actually a cover plate, and there's multiple pieces. I'll just show you a few of them. So there are all of these pieces here, which will go underneath the running board to give it a very finished look. I mean, it only really matters if you're a Smurf or an ant and living or crawling underneath the vehicle to look under there and see that they're covered up. But for some people, they really like to have those, that really finished look, even though you can't really see it. So that's what this is. Now, I have weighed this whole package on the scale, and it's only 18.9 pounds with the box. So these are all aluminum, very lightweight, doesn't add much weight. The running boards, I think, are about 40-ish pounds per side. So with this, it might be 50 pounds a side. You might add 100 pounds or something to the weight of the vehicle. But we're going to go ahead and remove the trim, show you guys what it looks like without the trims. Then we're going to show you guys, once we install the brackets for this, what that looks like, along with the brackets for the running boards, and then ultimately when it's all complete, so you can see the finished product. And one thing to note, this is not for off-roading. This is purely a cover. This is not structural. If you guys are going to off-road and you expect to have some real protection, you don't get the running boards or these AERO plates. You get rock sliders, okay? So PSA. All right, guys, so check it out. Black plastic trims have been removed. We've already started to remove these bolts. That's what's going to hold the brackets for the running board. All right. And if you look from up here, let's say you were up here, the running board's right here. You would not see that these trims are missing. The only place you might see it is in the very front, just a little portion right here. But again, you'd have to be really short like me to even see that. So to remove trims, not to remove trims, it doesn't really matter because now we have these parts over here to make it look finished. And we'll show you that as soon as we're done. All right, guys, this one's all done. So check it out. You can see exactly what this AERO underbody plate looks like. They even give you some covers for the jack points. But yeah, it's a very nice, clean look now. So you don't see the actual chassis underneath here. We did run into one very slight obstacle. We had to notch this slot out a little bit to make room for the nut. So the tolerance on these openings were really, really tight. So that's the only one we had to do. I think everything else went really smoothly. So we did let EV Sportline know about that. But if they can just create a little bit more room on that, then everything goes smoothly. So there you go, guys. This is all done. I'm going to drop it down so you guys can see exactly what it looks like when it's down on the ground. All right, guys, so we removed all the plastic trims and we put them on the scale just to weigh them, along with the hardware to hold them in place. 11.1 pounds. Now, as you saw, the aluminum AERO cover plates were 18.9 pounds in the box. Let's just say the box weighs 1.5 pounds or something like that. But yeah, not too much of a weight gain there. Maybe 6 to 7 pounds in total. So pretty negligible. All right, guys, so check it out. Super strong. It's our favorite. You can see how it looks. And like I said, you can't even tell that the AERO cover plates are installed, really. But this would be the only area, if you just remove the trims and didn't get any cover plates, that you might be able to see something. It's just this little section right here. You might see a little bit of gray chassis there, but like I said, you got to be a Smurf or really, really, really short to see that. But at least you guys have a nice finished option from EV Sportline RMAXX. So thank you very much for watching. We have added these to our inventory for installs. So if you guys are interested in getting them for the R1S, we do carry the R1S running boards and the plates in stock now. So we'll put links in the description below. We can also ship them out to wherever you are in the United States. So thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and hit that notifications bell for all our future videos. We'll see you guys on the next one.